Good evening, everyone. It's Monday night. It's episode 2, season 5. Season 5.
Wow.
Season
5
5.
years of this.
I know, of the
Damn it.
Plastic Crack podcast. Welcome, one and all. Tonight is going to be 2024 hobby goals and plans. I didn't call it a resolutions episode because, well, Dom's here. And all that has to happen...
Oh, I resemble that.
all that has to happen is for the Perrys to release something new. And Dom's plans go flying out of the window very, very quickly.
Wow.
So we're going to be talking about, just what we're going to be up to over the next sort of 12 months, painting-wise, gaming-wise, shows, conventions, etc. With the awesome CrackCon coming up in October, which we'll mention a little bit in a moment. As you know, so as you can see, we're a man down. Unfortunately, Ken cannot make it tonight. I'm sure he'll be back next week, though, so hope you're doing well, Ken. Don't forget, we are, as always, we're sponsored by the awesome Boards and Swords Hobbies in Derby. This is how prepared I am. I didn't even have the thing.
The thing.
The thing. There we go.
At least you could remember what it was. I couldn't even remember what it was.
So there we go. So if you're using the Boards and Swords web store, use the code PCP5 when you check out. And that will get you an additional 5% off the already discounted goods at Boards and Swords. So there we go. Another thing, big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch-up. We always appreciate that. I'm going to go through the spiel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, to do all that stuff. All that stuff that really gets up my pipe. It really does. Right. So how is everybody? How's everyone doing in the storms? Everyone doing okay?
Yeah, we're all right this way.
Yeah, same way. Bizarrely, we've got loads of trees around here, and I thought it was all going to be mayhem and everything. It knocked all the chairs that were out in the garden just all around the garden, but everything else was absolutely fine. It was like, I'm sure actually one of the local oiks had come in and moved it all around. It looked like that.
You get local oiks in your area.
I mean, they're a better class of oik, obviously.
I don't believe that for a second. When me and Miller pulled up there, we looked everyone was twitching at the windows looking at us through the curtains.
Yeah, but did you get past the gatekeeper all right? Did they let you in? I gave them your name and the car number.
Well, you remember the effort we had to go
joking.
to get in your to get to your house. The effort we had to go to actually find your front door.
I know. Right, let's see who we've got who's joining us tonight on this fine Monday evening. Ham and Jam. Like everybody, he's not buying any more miniatures until everything's painted in his collection. Lies.
Liar. We should have a klaxon to play.
That's just, we all know. Let's just dabble with the truth now, but that's lies, and we all know it.
Yeah.
Benjamin's here. He is finishing Hobby Goals 2024, finishing his Dark Ages Wargaming rule set, and paint his Viking army, and got to CrackCon 5. Great stuff. It'll be great to see you again, Benjamin.
Have you booked the shipping container to bring them over yet?
So Mark's here. Hello, Mark. Nigel Jones. Stefan Flank. Steph, how's it going, mate? Good evening. It's like your first time watching live. Great stuff. Glad you can make it. Oh, here we go. Hippo's Hobby Hours. Carl Burks, Rogue Trooper. I owe Rogue Trooper an apology from my comment last week about his painted toy soldiers. I literally generally thought they were pre-painted. They were painted that well. So yeah, big apologies for me. They do look awesome. I know he posted some more of them up as well. I'm really tempted to go down that route because it's ingenious. It's really good. John Stabby, hello John. Allard, David Baker, Lazy Pirate Painting. Sashiel, Baker City, hello Don. Hope you're doing well, mate. He's finishing up some epic ECW cavalry. Lionheart, she goes on Spurs. Hey up James, how's it going? Andrew JF, Steve Harbour, hello Steve, how are you? Carazette, Tim What's Up Sagas, East Norfolks, Simon Stokes, Red Steph, Rich John. Oh, that should be an evening to be worshipped, an evening of basing. One can only dream of an evening of basing. It'd be God, there's some proper weirdos out there.
You're right.
My regular gaming buddy, he despises basing with a passion. Absolutely hates it. Just beyond. Hatred. Not Ben M is here. Friends General Haig. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Grange Wargame Vault, Nick Games. Dan Justin. Hello from rainy Los Angeles. That's a bit of a row, isn't it?
Ooh.
Los Angeles.
Wow,
Glendower. Mark Forsyth, Mortzerk, Craig Canese, Rich M, Marky Sparky, Jason Wilcox, Nathan McGowan. Hi, Nathan. Hope you're doing well, mate. Ian Wright, Dutch Army painter. Sam Ferguson is painting some US Airborne and some Hanoverians this evening.
Ooh, good variety.
David Benson, Trevor Hodgkins, Paul's Paint Shed. How Paul, how you doing? From Paul's update from Mercia, it's dark, dripping, and blustery. that normally happens. That normally happens around here when the Perrys have released some new.
There's quite a lot of dripping going on in the news. I'll tell you that much.
Filth is the other way to describe it. Jeremy Brooks, hello Jeremy, hope you're doing well, mate. Jeremy, I've seen your comment. I'm going to respond to it. I only saw it today. I did see your comment on one of my videos. Oh, actually, no, it was my community post. Eagle Jim Reaper, hello Jim, how's it going, mate? Not seen you in a while.
Hey.
Double Dip.
Every time.
Jamie Mayers, Dave, History and Dice. Martin's here. Don, Jack Todd. He is finishing the epic. Finish the epic package shot. Finish the Viking army and starting new projects. Hashtag base weirdos. There's nothing wrong with basing. It's brilliant. For some of us. Rob Jones. Hi, Rob. Tony. Basing, you say? He's building Austrian Hussars, 36 of them.
Wow. It's not just the base, it's a building of those, it's then the painting of Hussars. I mean, Hussars.
Oh. I could build them. When it comes to the painting, though, it would be chest pains. Yorkshire Dragoon, hello, Tim. Hope you're doing well, mate. Charles Anich, Miller's Miniatures. Hello, Miller. You'll have seen Miller. I finally gave in and got another glorious day in the core. It had to be done. It had to be done one day. David Tuck, Sean Clark, and what at the bottom? Yeah, at the bottom. Hey, I made it.
Hey, well done.
It didn't even break. It didn't even do that crappy thing where it breaks. Before we get on to what we've been up to, just a quick message for anyone that is wanting to host a game at CrackCon later this year. If you've got any sort of ideas, suggestions, can you drop us an email? So we can keep them logged in one place.
Yes.
So that it's not basically a free for all is what we're trying to say.
And that's just so because we've had quite a few now. And we don't necessarily, because there's been quite a few, so we just taken everyone's interest. We've replied where we can. And if we didn't, we're very sorry, but we've got everyone's ideas. We're still not finalizing games till like Easter time. We're way too far about that, but it just gives us an idea of what kind of spread of games we got, so we can give us sort of like a fair spread of everything. So we've got historicals, Napoleonics, World War II, sci-fi, skirmish, fantasy, whatever. So there's a decent spread. And if we get quite a lot of people of one thing wanting to do something, we might be able to throw everybody together and they can do like a bigger game of that. So if you're trying to do something, send us an email, because we haven't had the email, then it won't get logged in, and so all those people on the email will get priority first. And then also, if you're putting a game on, can you just, if you're emailing us, can you let us know? Because a lot of people, there's a difference between running a game and just booking a table because you want to have a game. Which is totally cool if you're just booking a table. So if I wanted to play Dom and I booked a 6x4, which is something that's absolutely fine. But if you're wanting to host a game, like say, because you want to run a game of Hail Caesar and you're going to basically umpire it, then let us know, because sometimes there's disparity in the numbers, which is what we had last time. Because some people who wanted to run a game actually played in the game, which meant that you say it's 2v2, but it's not. You've actually only got 3 places, not 4 places. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes.
All good? Cool.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
We can start now. Matt's here. So
do you know what?
God for that. We can start.
We can call off the search party. Matt's here.
Thank
Oh, God.
That was a moment there.
A bit of an announcement from Benjamin. Drink a beer in celebration from tonight, guys. He's quit his job in marketing.
Good man.
To do what, though?
Yeah, what are you going to do now, then?
What are you doing? Because he's going to say law, isn't he?
Viking painter.
Traffic warden.
Official shield painter.
Shield painter extraordinaire. Yeah.
Right, so gentlemen, what have we been up to the past 7 days? Martin, let's start with your good self.
What have I been doing the last 7 days? Oh, I've been painting a lot of 6mm samurai.
Really?
No, not really. No, I'd rather die.
Someone did say there's a back of 6mm sale at the moment.
Yes.
We had you down for at least 2 armies.
Well, aren't 2D6 the people who made those samurai? I think I think they're up for sale at the minute because someone sent me someone emailed me the thing going, "Are you interested?" I was like, "You piss taking." I actually found some more of them actually. Because I had a bit of a resort in here. I've had some sort of more units put in, and I found like another like 2 lollipop sticks one, which I think must have. I don't know how they ended up where they ended up, but I just binned them. I just put them in the bin. So what have I been doing? I have been painting more Gauls and many more Romans. Actually, not that many more Romans. So I put an update up about this last week, but I finished 2 more warbands of Gauls, and what I did this time. For Christmas, I got my mother-in-law kindly bought me and my mother some of the druids, the pack of druids, and the line breakers. And the line, they haven't got any rules. They're just some guys like this chap here who's just sort of leaping forward, about to cave someone's head in. So they're just quite model. They're just quite nice to mix into the units, just to sort of vary them up a little bit. So I've done this one unit with him on the front of it, and then I did another unit over here. In fact, no, that's the same unit. I've put up the picture of the same unit. But that is all of the Gauls now painted from the starter set that I had. So there's 80 of those. And I started December, time off for Christmas and illness, plus the Romans. I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Also included 2 command bases now, some skirmishers, 2 units of Romans, Scorpio, and I'm working on the last unit of Romans right now, and a command base with a certain Caesar. I was about to say. I was trying to think of a way to describe a certain man, salad. That's where is it? So just to give you an idea. So yeah, I did a command base with this chap, this chieftain. I quite liked him. He looked like he knew what was going on. And then I had that druid who was behind him, who I just thought looked like he'd been following him around for a long time, giving him bad advice. So I thought I'd stick him on. Added some war paint to them, which it has handily been pointed out to me in my comments isn't turquoise enough, apparently.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know.
Wrong.
I know. Don't. I've had a real. You guys can say this, and some of the others. I've had a real anti-war gamer week, actually. To be fair, so I did him, and then I had this chap, who I just thought looked like a psycho. So I wanted him on my base, and also that Roman helmet hanging from the standard, not hanging down there, look, eyes up, not down. That Roman helmet up there. That is actually just one of the Roman heads. I just shaved and cut the head out of the helmet because I wanted a Roman helmet hanging as a.
I can't believe you did that and didn't lose a finger. I just knowing what you're like with a scalpel, I just like, oh my god,
I lost my temper.
I'm not bloody surprised.
So he's up there, and then I had to take a picture of them all together. So I made a few changes to my layout, and then we've got a lot of Gauls. A lot of Gauls. So yeah, that's the contents of the starter set, plus 2 command bases and 2 bases of skirmishers, which I think is pretty good going, to be fair.
Very, very nice.
So I'm very, very pleased with that. It's I just really enjoy painting them up, actually, because they're so quick and easy to paint. And like I say, I had one. Yes, that isn't. I did. When you get to the point when you're painting something where you're like, I think I've done enough, and you're looking at your sort of your washes and your shades, going, do I? Do I? So when you take the figure up to your wife and you're like, you see this, right? So no, it's been a lot of fun. So they're all of those done. All I've got left for the ghouls to paint that came in the original bundle, if you like, that Warlord sent, is just some cavalry, which I've got, which I'll do up soon. The Romans, all I got left to paint is one unit in a command base, but I have gone out and I've purchased like a standard bearer, Vercingetorix. I've got Mark Antony to paint up as well. I'm working on Caesar's command base now. I got the War Dogs in the SPQR sale because they were about £8. So
are they the Mastiff ones?
No, they're like wolfhound looking.
Oh right. I used some of the Warhounds as dog teams for my Marines for both, actually.
Yeah, no, they're really nice. They the first things I've ever had in the Warlord resin, and I haven't, to be honest. It doesn't. I thought you were about to throw up there in protest. I just don't. Yeah, it doesn't. I've sort of cleaned up a couple just to sort of see how it doesn't really seem that bad to me.
Yeah, great. I don't see a problem with it.
It's kind of like working with the printer resin, to be honest. Just it doesn't. I don't know. This must be because aren't there two formulas? Wasn't the original formula a bit crappier?
Apparently, the earlier one was worse.
Yeah,
this is more Siocast kind of.
Yeah,
the stuff I got in the Judge Dredd starter box. It was like rubber.
Yeah, they're all right. So, but I've got so many. So my plan is to do 2 more bases of skirmishers, but I'm going to put all the dogs on them. I'll just treat them like they're skirmishers. They'll have javelins. It's just they'll be throwing dogs at people because their javelins. They've got a 6-inch range javelins. So I figure it will just be the dogs represent them rushing forward, and then that leaves a bunch of dogs to possibly put on command bases or scenery and just have floating around. So I've got that. There's been plans made, which I know we're going to talk about. I've been planning things. So yeah, but no, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of looking around. I've stuck together more Space Marines.
Ooh, nice.
That was fun, but I don't know how well this is going to come out. Actually, hang on. Can I make the screen? Oh, that's not right. That's the wrong button. I don't know how well this will come out. So I was doing the World Eaters.
Oh yeah.
And because I don't care, I 3D printed like weapons and arms. Do you think this axe is big enough?
Yes, for a world eater. Yeah.
I just didn't know. I didn't know.
A chain axe.
Yeah, it's a giant double-handed chain axe. And then I've got this chap here who's in that traditional sort of.
Yeah.
So yeah, they haven't got any heads yet because I'm painting those separately in an effort to try more painting, but we'll obviously talk about that later. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Apart from reading watching different videos and reading comment sections and getting increasingly angry at the pedantry that can go on in Wargaming. Mainly my comment section, I'd like to add.
Oh, right, Dom, what have you been up to?
Painting wise, diddly squat, to be absolutely honest, because I was in Shropshire again. So I did nothing. I did, however, assemble quite a lot of ghouls. That's part.
Blimey.
I think I was trying to work it out. It's probably about 100 or so I assembled last week or so, which is, will keep me busy. I've just been undercoating them today.
That's a mix of Victrix and Warlord, yeah?
Yeah, the good ones and the bad ones. That's it. Yeah, they're a mixture. Actually, you know what? I always thought the Warlord ones, those stupid poses they had and everything else, I actually quite enjoyed assembling them this time. I don't know why, but I did.
Because it takes about 4 seconds.
Well, there is that, which is always a bonus in my book.
Tell me that you don't look at... Right, I like Victrix, right? But tell me you don't look at a Victrix set initially and just kind of go...
I do, every time.
Right, I like them, and I love them.
Why have they got separate arms for the shields? Why? What's the point? You have to... And they're different variety of arms for the shield arm, and you think, but you're not going to see it anyway.
Don't worry, you're going to get a load of comments basically saying how you should take the Warlord ones off of the bases, replace them with Victrix ones.
They're going to be mixed in. Nobody will know.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, so that was fun. So I enjoyed that. So that's going to keep me busy for the next few weeks or so, I would imagine. And I got a load more to assemble. I did knock off 3 more castles, you'd be pleased to know, on the old Dom's tour of the Marcher Castle.
Oh yeah, you were at Beeston, weren't you?
I went to your neck of the woods, Beeston, which I have to say was the most amazing place I've ever been to. I didn't know anything about it, and I saw these pictures online of Beeston. I thought that looks like something out of the Holy Lands. It looked like just one of those castles. And when you approach to it, well, you know, it's like there's nothing around it. It's all flat land.
It's just literally,
and it's just this hill. Or this, I don't know what it is. It's like it's sandstone, I think, and it just sits on the top of that. But it's a real folly because it was never really completed. It was virtually never used for anything other than a storeroom by Edward the First, and that was it really. And then it was blown up in the Civil War. So that was kind of fun.
Who blew it up?
Apparently, it was occupied by a bunch of parliamentarian forces because it's very close to Liverpool, where the Royalist forces came from Ireland. And they just sort of sat there and said, come on, if you think you're hard enough. And funny enough, the Royalists were and came and blew them up. So, so that was that's the upshot of it. But it's an amazing
I'm not laughing about the tragedy, do I? Just like, come on, if you think you're hard enough. Oh, you are.
You are. And that was that. So, yeah, but you can see like 8 counties from the top. It's bloody high. It's amazing.
Like I said, Dom, when I was in primary school, it was sort of every year people were taken to Beeston because it's like, I mean, the town I grew up has got a castle, but there's none of it left. It's a couple of walls, and it's not the best castle in the world, I'll be honest. But
even today, in the world of health and safety and all that kind of malarkey, there is still so many opportunities for kids to kill themselves at that castle. It's brilliant. The idea of you get let loose as a primary school kid around that one, I haven't, it's just unbelievable. But yeah, it was good fun. And I did, the other 2 castles were literally, like you say, just walls, just bits.
Yeah.
That was it. So it was good. It's good.
Oh, well.
So there you go. That was all. So sorry.
Good to be in sunny Cheshire.
It was actually, I was surprised how close it was to where we were. So, I
think Cheshire's quite. It's unnervingly big. It's quite a large county. But yeah, right. I've been basing stuff. I've been renovating another old. I've been working on these now for years. I've never ever quite finished them, but I'm on the home stretch. I've been working on my Stalingrad Germans again.
Oh my god, you can't! Is this like the what's it bridge? You can never stop doing them.
Oh, just the reason I can't stop painting them or working on it is because I never found a basing scheme for the snow that I was happy with until now.
Well, let me.
I'm going to say, is there anybody around here that we know that might know something about different types of snow compounds? Got a little bit obsessed by that. I'm not sure.
So what I've been using is 2 products. It's the Vallejo Snow Effect, it's like a paste, and then the Army Painter Snow, which I then drizzle over the top, and it gives it like a crunchy effect. And it's
like a lemon drizzle cake,
like a lemon drizzle, exactly. And it's the only effect that I've ever looked at in snow and thought, you know what, that actually works. And it's taken me years, even when I did those Winter US Airborne, that was the Army Painter drizzly stuff, but just over PVA, and that seemed to work. But the combination of the Vallejo and the Army Painter stuff, it just works. So I've been rebasing them. I'm not rebasing, just putting new snow effect on the bases. Also putting new flesh on them. I don't know what painting technique I was using when I initially painted these, but half of them look like they were on The Simpsons. They were yellow. So I'm not quite sure what I was doing back then, but I'm actually really happy with them now. I've wanted to just finish this army for years. Thank you, for absolute years. So that's what I've been working. I finished the last section at the weekend, which has left me with a medic, a forward observer, a spotter, and a sniper team. And an armored car kit I started at the weekend that I won't talk about. Because I said to Dom before, Martin, you know that build I was talking about? On Sunday, I had to walk away and go and play some Grand Theft Auto.
It drove you to
calm down.
Commit violence.
To calm down.
I was like, yeah, let's just do a couple of drive-bys. I mean, that's a lot more fun.
That's amazing.
Than building this. It was just
Warlord.
It just drove me distracted. But I'm so close. And what I'm doing, does anyone remember, sort of going off on a bit of a tangent here, actually it's quite linked to hobby goals. Does anyone remember Stillmania from White Dwarf?
Nope. No, I don't think so.
Hopefully some people in the chat will remember. Nigel Stillman, formerly of Games Workshop, wrote this list of not rules, but things that he does, or back then, with his armies for Warhammer Fantasy Battle. And it was, you build your army to 2,000 points and never add anything to it ever again. You don't paint it, you don't rebase it, you don't do anything. You just play with that army, and that's it. You model everything on them that they should have. And that's it. And I'm sort of doing that with my bolt action armies. I'm trying to get every single one of my bolt action armies to to 1,500 points. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to build them to 1,500 points because you'll get quite a lot for that.
Hang on. There's two things you've said in the last 10 minutes that I just don't understand. One was that a project has been completed, and the other one is that is it. I don't get it.
No.
Can you explain?
I imagine those words like anathema to you. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, Robin remembers. Look, 2,000 points, never change it, but he's wrong about the 3 coats of gloss varnish. That's what he said. He applied 3 coats of varnish to your army and never paint them again. And it was all things like play for the enjoyment of it. Always give your point the benefit of the doubt. Be nice. Just know that the whole.
But you said points. You said play for the enjoyment, and you said points.
Oh,
so that's
Martin's out already.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So me and my mate have been over the past couple of weeks is trying to get all our lists to close to sort of. It's weird. Two of my lists both come in at 1,502 points.
That's not allowed.
I know.
1,500 is not a round number, Steve.
Illegal.
It's illegal. You're not allowed. How dare you?
I thought with my thing about numbers, about not having the TV volume on odd numbers, it'll be even.
You what?
Yeah, I can't have the TV volume on an odd number. It's got to be an even number.
I think we have talked about this before. But for some reason in my head that was a Ken thing.
No,
It sounds like it should be a Ken thing. I actually like odd numbers. I don't know why. There you go.
No, I can't. Oh God, no!
Don't know what it says about us both, but there you go.
I found out that on our TV, which is a Roku, you can change the volume because it says one. So instead of having a bar, it just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can change it to Roman numerals.
I quite like that. It's good.
Nick. So where is Ken tonight? Ken's only about 8 weeks away from being a father. So his other half, obviously, she requires Ken a lot more than all of us. Although he'll be glad to hear that you're thinking of him. I think the idea of Ken sitting in his room doing the podcast while Laura is growing little Ken, and therefore Ken's having fun. I think that might tip the balance. So I like to think personally that she's making him go to the shops really late at night, enduring Tesco's, and basically making him do understand what it's going to be like for the next 18 years of his life
and buy random things.
You remind him of that on a regular basis, don't
all the time.
Do you know what? I actually sent that to him the other day. I actually sent that to him on I think it was Thursday or Friday. He sent me a message saying, "How are you?" And I said, "Better than you're going to be for 18 years." There you go. Even though I've got children of my own, but
was he coming for sympathy? No.
Another random thing. Those pictures I sent at the weekend of the hot sauce I made on Friday. Ooh, that was interesting.
Jesus, mate. I mean, that must have been bad going in and out. Gee whiz.
Yeah, it was Just something I was dabbling with on a Friday night.
You still got to do your cooking show, didn't someone say that you should do a cooking thing?
My stuff's still home at 35. No, I think if I did any of my cooking, I think I'd probably get banned from YouTube. Right, so let's get onto the meat and bones. Is it meat and bones? Or whatever. The main stuff. Look, we're talking about the Perry miniatures again. Right. So, plans for 2024. Has anyone got anything a bit left field that they wouldn't normally be working on?
Well, yeah, but I've kind of already told everyone. I'm painting Space Marines, and I intend on painting 2 armies of Space Marines.
Ooh, that's left field. What, both Horus Heresy?
Yeah. Because I really enjoy the Horus Heresy, and it's we were talking about, I can't remember. I don't think it was the last stream of the year, although I do have some fuzzy recollections of that. But no, we were talking about just wanting to, not necessarily try other things, because it's been 15 years since I last painted a Space Marine. And I do really enjoy the novels. I do enjoy, as we've talked before, you can appreciate sort of a setting or a universe that somebody's setting without wanting to take part of it. And I just kind of thought, I'll get a kit and stick some together. And then my business partner bought me like a whole box of them. And then with the advent of 3D printing, here we go, drink. And the fact that I have no desire to play in a shop or a tournament, and I sat and thought about it, and I paid for STLs off of bits. Some guy designs bits rather than rip-offs like that. I just thought I could just have a go, and I've just painted those ones up to see if I'd enjoy it, and I did, because it's just nice to paint something different, but something that I could potentially have a game with. So my guy, and I thought I would do it in line with the OPC challenge, because I think that's a really good. Way of doing it. Also, the idea of GW's idea of mass battles compared to my idea of mass battles, and not that 40k or 30k is really a mass battle game, is very, very different. I've got more men in one unit than there are in some armies that in GW. So I just want to do that, and I just want to have some games. I don't know if I'll do a channel thing. I just think that I wanted to just try it and do it. And I've been chatting to Paul Mackay and a couple of other people as well about just wanting to push my painting. I'm pleased with where my painting is, but I don't. I'm always amazed by glowing effects, by the stuff that people can do with gems, and I don't paint a lot of tanks. I don't really have a huge, not as many as you lot. I don't have a huge interest in World War II anymore, or anything that involves a tank. So I just thought I'd quite like to have a go at it and try out all these different filters and panel lining things. I'm just interested, really. I might hate it. I might in a month I might go, yeah, sod that, and I've just give them all to someone. But I just thought, why not give it a go. But I think the point of what I'm trying to do is adapt my painting to suit the project. So this Roman project, I'm trying to get it out as quickly as possible. I know that I could paint these much better than I am. I know I could spend a lot longer on the Romans. I could spend a lot longer on the Gauls and do much nicer skin. But that's not about that, because to me, the project is about how the army looks overall. Like a big mass of Gauls, stripy trousers here and there, bronze helmets, bit of war paint. Flesh that's coming down the hill towards you. Romans, it's about the shields. And seeing that glint for the Caesarian period anyway, seeing that glint of bronze above the shield, and then trying to take these and do like different things with them. I think you guys are going to see I've done some conversions of, I said before, I've channeled my inner Stee to try and just do some people like pointing forward with pilums and things like that and sort of lead the way, because I think it's quite an interesting kit you can play around with. But my point is I think you can adapt for different things, whereas 40k and skirmish games, obviously the models are more individual, more on show, and I just like playing around with it. So I've got that. I may try and do something with boats. I'm not promising. I'm not going to paint any. I'm not going to paint any,
sure?
but I'm willing to play. I'm willing to play.
He's cracking. He's cracking.
That being said, there's something that I'll show you in the news later that I'm very intrigued by, and I think Steve will be interested in, and I think potentially even Dom.
My God!
What?
Which is
the planets have aligned.
I know. 3-for-1 offer. What the hell is going on?
I know. No. Oh, James.
Ship's not float.
Piss off. Does it float? Well, probably not. Ship's not boat. Ian won't be happy. I love it that Ian put up a post the other day, or Boards and Swords put up a post saying, what podcasts can you recommend? And I had to go on and go, well, what about ours? What about ours? You sponsor
What about
it?
the one you sponsor, you buffoon?
You know, so yeah. I'd say 30k. I've got 2 of the big chunky books, and I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. There you go.
So Dom,
I'm not buying a Primark. I'm saying that now.
Dom, anything left field from you? Are we going to see you playing Turnip or Morkborg or Forbidden Psalm or Swill or Sludge?
Isn't Forbidden Psalm a band? It should be.
It should be with a name like that.
I don't know what half of those are, mate. It
sounds like dishes that are really weird.
It sounds like a really bad night out, doesn't it? Yeah. Hit left field. What am I going to do? I kind of mentioned this, and although I'm kind of having second thoughts now whether I really can be asked to do it, but I'm thinking about doing some conflict. What's it stuff?
47.
Oh, nice.
Oh God, yes, I forgot about that. Oh God, yeah, okay.
Because we enjoyed that game so much up at the Nottingham shop, didn't we? When we were on Ken's stag weekend, it was such a laugh, and I thought
it was the best bit about the stag.
It was
weekend.
The best bit, apart from drinking with the Perrys, obviously.
Sorry, shit, yeah, forgot about that.
So I thought I might, and I did pick up a whole load of models a while back, and I thought that was going to be, so I might do that as the OPC thing, because it'll give me a good excuse.
Yeah,
and something I wouldn't necessarily go to.
A month,
exactly.
Yeah,
and I've got most of the infantry because they're all bolt action figures already. So
that is yes, that's what I really like about it. Is it's not. You'd have to go out and buy an entirely new army. All you do is you just add bits and pieces to your existing bolt action ones.
I just liked it that we had a thing that could punch a tank.
Yeah, well, well, we won't go into what we described that as at the time, but yes. Yeah. Yes. So I thought, because it's something completely different, and I fancy doing something very different, but not quite as different as turniping. I thought that would be kind of fun to do. So I think that, I think I'll do that.
And as you say, 1 unit of bolt action fun. That was my takeaway. that was my takeaway.
That was Martin's strapline on the whole thing, was made bolt action.
I told him as well.
You did repeatedly, if I remember rightly.
I did. I was like, you've made this fun. I think it was the inclusion of reactions actually that made it. Because there's a lot of things which I know you could just add it now, because I didn't even know they were a thing in conflict. So now if I played bolt action, I would probably make those kind of reactions, whether you've got to tweak them a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're more, but I would include those in bolt action.
There's no reason why not.
As just another option to going down. As a tank come in, I go down. Great.
Yeah.
How about we move?
How about we run away? Or fire the anti-tank weapons we've got.
Look at Steve's face. Look at Steve's face.
He's looking hurt. Yeah. So there you go. That'll be me, I think, this year.
Nothing, mind you. With you can't really say that, though, can you?
Well, you may be anything.
No, because you might randomly stumble upon a book or a YouTube video.
Oh, I've got other plans. You just said the weird stuff.
Oh no,
I've got other plans. Of which I'll need to add at least another half a dozen that I don't know about yet. Obviously, no. I mean, if you want to laugh, I'll say to you right now, my plan is not to do so many projects. But we all know that's not going to happen. But that's the intention.
Yeah.
Mind you, I said that not last year, the year before. I said I wasn't going to buy any more figures. How did that work out, Dom? Well, really, really well.
Oh no, I think your greatest one was, oh no, I've got no interest in painting 28mm samurai.
Do you know what I'm sitting here assembling at the moment?
Have you got the Oh, which one? Which one is that?
The temple lot.
Hey.
So temple guard. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, so that. Yeah, you know you can't listen to a word I say really, but yeah.
For me,
What about you?
I can't think of anything sort of left field. I'm on this weird thing at the moment where
Christ, if you went in more left field than Space Weirdos and Turnip and God knows what else, where would you go?
Over the past 18 months, I've started things and gotten them to a reasonable degree, and then you get distracted by shiny things and new figures. And,
don't know what you mean.
Yeah, right. So what I want to try and do is just box off a lot of the things that I've been working on sort of over the past 18 months. So bolt action armies, like I mentioned before, getting them to a certain points level where I can use them across multiple selectors, but it allows me to
But weren't you doing this thing where you were picking on a particularly unusual selector army?
Yeah.
So how does that play out with that then?
I'm going to keep doing those. What I'm doing at the moment, like I say, I'm boxing off the Winter Germans. They'll be done. I've just got, where is it? Where have we gone? So these arrived. My French infantry, plastic infantry, which are absolutely brilliant. Oh, just some of the nicest sculpts that we're looking forward to painting those. So all I need to do though is paint up 30 of those, the entire box, and they'll just replace the infantry from my early war French. That's them all sorted. And my mate is currently working on a blitzkrieg German army at the moment as well. So we've got some early war bolt action games planned.
What are you going to do with the ones you're replacing?
The metal ones.
Yeah,
they'll be putting a box somewhere. They're crap.
All right. You're not going to put them in the bin.
No. I can't bring it. Apart from that, when I dumped stuff when I was moving house years ago, I don't throw things out.
He's going to build. He's going to have a time capsule. It's going to be buried under after his flats, and they'll discover it in 20 years' time and go, "Crikey!"
I'm just really looking forward to having the early war French army completed. I talked about it in my last video that it's a really old army. I got that through the Build an Army thing that Warlord used to do.
I remember that
7 or 8 years ago. That's when I picked up my French.
Do we not do that anymore?
No, they got rid of that. More 15mm. Yes, that's another thing I'm doing as well. I've got 2 O group armies. What I've been looking at, they're all in 15mm, and so I've been looking at what I need to add, to make them compatible with chain of command. So that's going to be another plan for me. It's going to be a lot of World War II this year across varying scales. So 28, 15, and I've still got my 20mm scale stuff to working on as well. In fact, I need to put another order with AB very, very soon because I want to paint some more of those lovely British infantry they do, because they were fantastically nice to paint. I really did enjoy those. They were quite good. Yes, that's what I'm going to be doing, just boxing off or refreshing old armies. In fact, just before I came on tonight, I messaging my mate about Warlords of Erewhon, in that I'm replacing all of the foot units in my Knight Warband with Oathmark ones, because they look better than the ones I'm using now. It's just things like that where I'm not specifically starting a whole brand new army, but what I'm doing is just adding to or reworking existing armies. One thing I'm looking forward to though is the Wargames Atlantic undead cavalry and chariots, because I really want to add those to my Erewhon undead. After trying to get undead cavalry just in bones, it's been really difficult because a lot of them just want to have them in armor, which I don't like. I want my undead cavalry to be skeletal.
Do you want? I might have 5 of the 90s GW plastic ones.
Ooh, if you've got them.
Yeah, I repainted them a couple of years ago to try and sell them on eBay. No one wanted them. Actually, come to think of it, given what's happened recently with certain games coming back.
Yeah, I know you might be able to make a pretty penny on those.
But I'd rather they went to a good home and were used for not a game that then you can post about it, and that'd be quite funny.
See, this is interesting. Veritwood. Lots of people keep recommending this, and Andy has been posting some figures that he's been painting for it.
What
and
is
it's dark fantasy.
Okay.
It looks really good. When I first found out about last year, I was a bit loath because I had so many things on the go. I thought I just don't want to get start. But then since then, it's just I've started new things every other week. So it's a bit of a moot point. It's a bit of a moot point, really. Here's a question for you, Martin. Are you planning to paint a Lancastrian army this year?
No.
Okay.
No, I am. So yes, the Wars of the Roses is going to come back this year, mainly because yes, there is. I'm not going to be painting a Lancastrian army. I'm going to be painting a commander who died a Lancastrian but spent most of his time as a Yorkist. Let me put it that way. So
that's about as far as you'll go, isn't it?
It's about short of painting Somerset or Tudor. That's what they're all like.
That's true.
So no, I'm going to be focusing on John Wenlock, who's handily called the Prince of Turncoats, which is somewhat of an unfair epitaph, to be fair. He changed sides a lot less than some other people, and they didn't get branded with that. They just didn't. They didn't have the misfortune of dying as quickly on the wrong side. And there's a whole load of crap about how he died. But I think it's quite interesting, and I just want to put another sort of like division that can be used either as Yorkists. But remember, I have got two armies because I've got the Nevilles. Like all the Neville forces, which can either field a huge Yorkist army with the Nevilles on that side, or I can play a game with the Nevilles against the Yorkists as their own thing. Because the Nevilles are essentially, like their own thing, really, aren't they? I mean, were they ever truly, they were only Yorkists for as long as it suited them. But there's I'm not going to be painting up any Tudors or any Beauforts or anything like that. That's not going to be happening. Also, because I've got this thing is though, is because Ragged Staff has got more stuff coming out. I've noted that, of course, all the stuff I've painted Yorkist. So I sat there actually looking at it, thinking, I'm going to have to go on Pete's Flags and actually order the flags for someone. So I got all the way to a checkout with Jasper Tudor's flags, and then I couldn't do it. Genuinely, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, that's true, James. We do need to work on that as well. In fact, I'll talk to you about that. In fact, aren't we getting James in from paternity cover for Ken? Isn't that?
I think that should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, me and James have been chatting. But it's I want to do some more War of the Roses battle reports. I've hopefully got one lined up. Ben, if you're watching this, I'm definitely up for a game. Yeah, I don't know. If I paint Henry Tudor, I don't know. I feel like I have to apologise.
Would you be wearing a hazmat suit while you were doing it?
I just hate him. It's not even that. I'm starting to loathe Richard III as well now, to be honest. I'm just so bored of hearing about the two of them. It just drives me nuts. So we were talking earlier in one of the chats, and again, we're talking about Edward IV. It's just like, come on, the guy was paid in sausages to not invade France. That's ace. Why would you? I'd rather do that. That's more interesting to me. So yeah, sorry, that was a very long answer to yes. I'm painting somebody who died a Lancastrian. There we go.
Well, that succinctly covered that one. What about What about scales?
I mean, personally, I'm sticking to 15 and 28. That's I'm going to stick to those. I'm not doing anything else particularly. Not planning to anyway. I kind of think those suit me well. So 15 for big battles and down the club because it's a lot easier to transport. and 28s because they're God scale and they're fantastic. So that's my aim. I mean, I am thinking of having a little tinker around you're talking about Second World War games, and I think I mentioned this before, but because I miss playing Second World War games. I like O Group a lot.
Yeah.
But I find, again, it's a bit like a lot of those games. They take quite a long time to play out a result and not always easy for a club night. So I'm thinking about, Jonathan and I were talking about this before Christmas, about running trying out rapid fire in 28mm. So, because that's quite a rapid fire. It's quite a rapid play game. And I kind of like the idea of doing that because I think it's a bit more realistic than bolt action for sure. Much as I love bolt action, so I don't know. I might try that out. That said, we got an O Group game on Friday, so I may just get back into that in a big way. Who knows? But yeah, I can't see the point of going beyond 15 and 28s at the moment. Who knows? Perry's may bring out something. Actually, no, I know they won't bring out anything smaller scale, so I'm okay on that score.
Yeah.
James, preferring 20 over 15 at the moment. 28mm is still king. I mean, when I first started painting those 20mm last year, not long after CrackCon, it was a bit of an eye opener for me because it was a scale that I'd never really looked at or considered. I knew it existed, but I never knew just how much it existed. There is so much of that scale out there, loads of stuff. Yeah. I think it might have been Robin that said if you can think of a vehicle from World War II, no matter how obscure, you can find it somewhere. A company will produce it in 20mm.
That's very true.
But yeah, it was a big thing for me. I do want to continue painting 20mm. So I've just recently completed a 20mm German infantry section. I've got some more things to do. I've got some more vehicles to build as well. But yeah, what I don't want to do is continue to paint one scale. I want to be jumping between scales. I think it just keeps it a bit fresh. And what I found recently is I get bored really easy. Really. Once I've painted something, the thought of painting the same thing not long after, I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I think that's why I've constantly got so many things, because I'm trying to keep my brain sort of engaged.
I honestly think it does help the sort of keeping the juices flowing with the painting is swapping between the scales. I think it definitely does. I've noticed since I've been doing all those epic Pike and Shop figures and then swapping back to 28. So I paint the 28s better. Yeah. But I kind of like the refresh of doing the 15s because like you were saying, we were talking earlier before we started, you can whack through a sprue in one, and once you've done that sprue, it's a unit effectively.
Yes.
And that's great. So then you can move on with something else. And I do like that swapping and changing. 20mm, I used to like painting. And I think that if you're playing Second World War, it's got a huge amount to offer for it because, as you say, it's hard to find something that isn't available in 20mm somewhere. I mean, it's just extraordinary. So, and if you're a modeler, it's even better because a lot of them are model kits, so you can create, spend your time doing those. But I'm not, so I'm not.
I'm going the other way.
You're going bigger.
I'm going bigger. I'm going bigger, and this is part of I'm going to make myself bigger. Hang on. So this is part of the.
Have you been talking to Sean too much or something? What's going on?
No, it's bloody it's Paul's fault, and Sean's as well, and Marcos for being a good sculptor. But so you've seen this chap. That's the latest. That's the latest bloody miniature, and there's a 28mm in comparison. So that's a 72mm one that I've done, and I had such fun paints, and I just wanted to try doing something else. So I've decided to try and, I don't want to say hone my painting skills, because that makes me sound like a right tosser. But I want to, just try and work on them. So I've printed off like this one here, which is some kind of druid, I think,
nice.
from something, but it's just in weird, just a weird pose. And it's all wearing lots of different furs and leathers and things, which I thought might be fun to paint. And I just want to paint them. That's all they're, that's all they're for is painting. They're not going to be used in a game at all. I just want to have a go at painting purely for painting's sake.
You are really into the painting mode at the moment, aren't you?
I really am. No, I'm really enjoying it. And this guy here was I said last week, so I won't harp on about it, but the armor, people have asked me about doing large scale ragged stuff miniatures before, but I've been a bit umming and ahhing about it. But this one, the armor came out so well on the sculpt. It looks absolutely fine at 28mm. It's brilliant at 28mm. But for someone who wants to do it as a collector thing, then the 54mm version, which will be out, is the way.
Do I remember rightly? Was it never mind the bill hooks that we're going to do a skirmish version of that?
Right. Yes. So, and in fact, yes. So, Mike,
I was just thinking, your bigger scale figures, you could do a big scale game.
You could do. And then we'll need a bloody big tree and a big piece of scenery to have with it. I'm just going to hack down a shrub in the garden and just whack it on the table.
You can fight it.
Game
at that scale. That would be brilliant.
Yeah, so no, there is a test. It's been talked about in Wargames Illustrated recently. Mike Peters has worked on a rule set. It's called Nevermind the Ruckus. It uses bill hooks as a sort of a base system and very much inspired by it, but it's very much its own thing. In fact, Mike has agreed. We haven't got a date yet. He's going to come on here and he's going to talk to us about it, and it's going to be ace because he's very much he's a war gamer. He's one of us, and he's taken that leap from gamer to just writing some amendments and some ideas, and he's taken it through now. Wargames Illustrated is in the latest issue. They're going to be publishing it in a few months' time, so that's ace. But Robin, yes, never mind. The hooks is already a skirmish game, but this is like there's a gang of robbers out to burn down someone. You go along to the next lord's estate and burn it down. That kind of thing. I will just say, can I just reply to our friend from Drippy Mercia, who asked, what about the Welsh geezer who was Henry Tudor's top boy and alleged battered Richard?
Oh, don't get him wound up.
No, it doesn't wind me up. It doesn't wind me up. You're on about Resap Thomas, and the only reason I won't paint him up for Wars of Roses is because again he's just like one knight. I could do him, but what I would like to do for him is because he outlived Henry VII, and he took part in the Battle of the Spurs with Henry VIII, and he captured 4. So they fought in, because that's the Italian War, isn't it? They fought in the Italian wars. That would be ace, and he captured 4 standards of the enemy. So he killed Richard, by all accounts. He then became this was before he was like a knight banneret. Then he was made knight banneret. Then he was made a lord. Then he was made a privy councillor. Then he went over to the Battle of the Spurs along with Henry VIII. Good old Henry VIII. I did see a comment up there saying, wasn't Henry VII a good king? I was like, well, no, he gave us Henry VIII. Lucky old England. And mind you, they probably did some good things. But how cool would that be to have Henry VIII and Resap Thomas, who fought at Bosworth and then fight in the Battle of the Spurs? And that would be cool. But I started down an Italian Wars thing, painted the base of Landsknechts, and then just put them in a drawer and never looked at them. I've still got a whole load of them in there. They're 18mm Blue Moon.
They're 18mm, yeah.
Right.
They're all sitting in there waiting for a day.
So if you'd done 28mm, then we could have had a game. See, would have kept me going on my Italian Wars.
Yeah, but I'd have to paint them then and other things. Exactly. And the crusade needed its troops.
Excuses.
You still got to get a move on and paint some more horsemen so we can do Doryleum.
I thought we were doing. I thought. Oh, I don't know. I'm losing track what we do. We've got so many bloody plans. I don't know. Yes, I should. I need to do some more. Next.
Absolutely. What about you, Steve?
What about you, Steve?
What scale wise?
I mean,
well,
20 mil, obviously, but
as I mentioned to Dawn before, I've started this again, which is my epic HCW.
Good man.
I'm so into this now. I've been doing maths. and I've plotted out how many I need to paint and how many strips and how many regiments and yada yada yada. I started painting them. It was actually this time last year I started painting my Epic ACW again, and it just sort of I got quite a lot done, and I just sort of started other things. But I'm determined. I am determined that before March I will have 2 brigades, and I will be playing black powder with them. That's my. And that was I was going to say about one other thing is any games this year or systems that you've not played before that you want to get into. And for me, mine's black powder.
Good choice. I want to play some Valor and Fortitude. That's what I want to play. And I think that should be fun.
I want to play some. Oh God, what's it called? Not Age of Napoleon. What's it called?
Soldiers of Napoleon.
Soldiers of Napoleon. Yeah. Yes. I want to play some Soldiers of Napoleon and Warhammer 30,000. So that's what I want to do.
I did quite fancy the Valor and Fortitude stuff, and particularly because they were testing the Franco-Prussian. I thought that could be quite fun. So. Yeah,
I think your goal by the end of the year, Dom, should be to play just one game of Burrows and Badgers.
Yeah, actually, I'd love to do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Because they actually got a shout because they won best rule set, didn't they?
They did.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. Just in response to Dan, Dan, they're still on the go. In fact, I've actually based my very first stand of 10 orcs, and they were really nice to paint, if not a little daunting. It's I don't know that the scale and the level of detail on them for that scale. I was like, am I going to ruin these? But they are they're lovely to paint, joy to paint. And Andy from the hobby support group very, very kindly sent me a copy of the Kings of War rules.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite.
Aren't they free?
That.
Bugger.
I did what the giant, great big rule book.
Oh no, I thought you meant he sent you an email. Like,
no.
They can just go and click on it.
No, he sent me the rule book.
Yeah, there's great book. I've got the Kings of War rule book. I was looking at it again actually the other day because I was watching a really cool battle report actually for it. But yeah, it's really I really enjoy King. Every time I play it, I really enjoy it and think I must play more of it, and then I don't.
I've watched I went through one Sunday a couple of weeks back. I watched loads of the 10 mil battle reports for Kings of War. And what I like about it, I know when Dan's put pictures of his games on the Facebook group, it's so just compact and small, but it looks awesome. And those rock minis are just beyond words awesome. They're just so good. Really looking forward to them. I would have painted more, but I got sidetracked with Legions Imperialis. And that's another thing. Legions Imperialis. I really want to start playing that once I've painted the 2 factions. Because it's just nostalgia. Well, sort of nostalgia. The rules are very similar to the ones from 30 years ago with a few additions. But I still need to paint this. I built my first Warhound a couple of weeks back, but I'm not got around to painting that yet.
That's very cool.
They're a bit bigger than the original Warhounds. I'll give them that. the original ones were tiny little Warhounds. Let's have a look at some what other people are going to be working on. There's one from Benjamin. New Shogun TV series on Netflix next month. You need a 6 mil samurai army. Yeah.
I mean, the series does look cool. I mean, but I've lent the original. I've got the original one on DVD. I've lent it to Matt. By the way, Matt, how's that going? If you watched it yet, I kind of a burning need to rewatch it. But that's very cool. So I was sort of hoping that how Graham has done the Great Escape set.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping he might do like a Shogun set. So you could get Anjin, you can have Anjin's son the marooned English pilot, and then you could have stuff like the
That'd
Dutch
be fun.
guys. I mean, it's such a good series. It's an amazing book, and the series shouldn't do this from the trailer, which means nothing, as we know, does look visually very good. So I really don't hope it doesn't suck.
So Philip from History and Dice is managed to get a good start with his goals for 2024 by playing 3 games of Saga at his local tournament.
Good for you, mate.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I want to do more games this year. More games, definitely. Get the toys on the table.
So, Rob, my hobby goal is to spend too much not painting enough and tell myself I'm a bad person, same as always. I do get that. Sometimes I think I should be painting when I'm not. I'm just sat there watching random stuff on YouTube instead of actually doing stuff. Sashiel, make a dent of the project I've got on the go. A massive 28mm samurai project. That sounds all kinds of it.
Samurai art all range. Matt said he hasn't watched Shogun yet, but his son does now have 2 teeth. I actually put the disc in last night, and he literally started crying at that moment. But if you persevere, because of the way it's done, he might speak Japanese as well, because they don't throw up subtitles. That's why. Sorry, I'm going back. The amazing one of the best things about Shogun, the original series, they didn't bother with subtitles to give the air of confusion, and because it was like a 10-hour, 12-hour miniseries. There's 1 or 2 occasions I think when they dub it, but other than that, you're left in the dark, unless you understand Japanese. So you kind of learn it as they do, as they learn Japanese, as they repeat common phrases. It's so cool. I really want to watch.
That's a really good way of doing it.
Yeah.
David, his hobby goal is a continuation of the goal he set himself 15 months ago to put on the Battle of Chancellorsville at the Joy of 6 in 2025. Progress is ongoing. Carl's been quite reserved and conservative with his goals this year. So he's got Bloodborne, The Dead Man's Hand, 50mm Ancients, Old World Empire, Orcs and Goblins, Vampires, Xenos Rampo, Bagda Hun, and Raiders of Shadow Deep.
What's he going to do for the second half of the year, though?
I don't know.
big, yeah. More Rangers of Shadow Deep. That's what I want to, especially after Warren. Showed off some of his stuff. Yeah. Bloody Warren.
So James, Victory at Sea, Black Seas, 28mm Prussians, Caesar in Gaul, 20mm North Africa, Barons War Battle Tech as his main projects. Bloody hell, James. That's quite a list. And as you can tell, James is trying to finish some of the projects from 2022 and 2023 as well. What's Don put? Finishes projects for Adepticon in March and the start on projects for Adepticon 2025. I hope we get over there for CrackCon 5 in October. Don, that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we would love it.
We would love that. It'd be so cool. Same one. So, Stefan, Hobby Time got squeezed last year. So looking forward to getting back in the swing of things. Hobby goal for 2024 is to put on a game at a show at a games day for the first time. Yes, that'd be pretty cool. Benjamin. Oh, we've already mentioned Benjamin. Glendower. Try and plan for 24 is to try and possible at some point before the end of the year to go to a show and not buy anything. Is that actually possible?
It's not. No.
I don't
not at all.
Do you remember Miller? Do you remember Miller at Warfare? I'm going to buy hoplites. I'm going to buy some hoplites. What did he leave with? A brand new game. Army for.
Yeah, but that was you. That was you. You were a git.
It weren't just me.
But obviously it was him as well. But it was just. Mind you, it was his fault for telling you that was all he was going to buy. But someone tells you that.
The part we went past Grip and Beast, and obviously you got the dice that are quite expensive. And he said, I'm just going to order them. I was like, but then you got to pay postage. Yeah. They're there.
So funny.
Oh, Don, I apologise. After last week's stream steers me looking at War of the Triple Alliance.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's going to happen, isn't it, Steve?
After last week's stream, I definitely didn't go onto the Perry's website the next day just to see if they're still there. And they are. They're still there.
Are they?
I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I'm probably going to end up doing it. Grandad's Art Space, think of doing Bannockburn armies that, but really struggling to find figures in plastic that fit the period. And trying to work at all the flags and banners and shields is a nightmare.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Any advice?
I mean,
oh, what was the name of that war game? Hang on 1 second. Are those flags I got for the Barons War? 1 second. They might.
I mean, Ian Flags of War does a whole load of flags for Bannockburn and the Scottish Wars.
Yeah, he does.
Plastic figures, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I was going to say
you're really going to struggle for plastic figures.
Plastics.
Not at 28 mils or 15 mils. You're really going to. I mean, there may well be something at 1/72 or something like that. Those sort of Esky and those sort of things. They may well do something like that. But I don't know anything plastic.
No, not.
Not for that period.
9999, pardon. Started ECW Army this year for a Master Maul battle in July.
Nice.
Lionheart. They want to leave his comfort zone and play something not historical, old world, or Xenos Rampant, maybe. Yes. And that's another thing I want to start playing this year, Xenos Rampant. Oh, Martin's gone. Oh, who's gone?
Martin's gone.
Martin's gone.
He's obviously kicked the cable when he was leaning over.
Oh, dearie me.
That's the thing. Where is it? There you go. Oh, sorry. I just did it at the same time as you.
There we go.
There we go. We're gone.
Right.
Seamless.
So, Benjamin, he's just started reading James Clavell's Shogun. So, 2024 might end up a big... Benjamin, when you say a big army, though, we know what you're
that worries me.
And that
does worry me.
It's gonna be very, very big. I can oh wait. The prodigal son is returning.
Here he comes. He's coming in.
No idea what happened then at all. It was just no idea.
So Dan's plans.
I found them.
Oh right.
Try Ancient and Modern Army Supplies and PPS Studio. These are where I found they're just some basically generic Scottish flags and generic Barons War flags and English flags. So that's where I found those. Sorry, I'm now behind.
So Dan is oddly Dan. These are two things that are on my list as well, but mine are 100 Years War French for Lion Rampant, Martin.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And Second Afghan War for Men Who Would Be Kings. That's where I completely spun Dom out by painting Afghan tribesmen.
You did.
Wasn't expecting that.
Didn't see that one coming, I must admit.
No,
these are that, though, aren't they?
Oh, they're lovely. Absolutely. I could fly through those so quickly. David, he's how we plan this Romans and 100 Years War. Suspect it won't be too long, so I'm distracted from that, though. Yeah, welcome to our world. I think I will start a 28 mil World War II army for Boltax and maybe chain of command with my ops project. Not that I need. No, we all need more projects. We really do.
Always.
Yeah, I never thought of that, James. Get in contact with War Games Atlantic. I'm sure they might be happy to send you a sprue to review. I may well do that for the undead cavalry.
Oh yeah, good point.
Rich,
yeah,
yes. So Rich is doing one undead as well for one-page rules, Age of Fantasy. I think he'll be going War Games Atlantic. Yeah, bit of advice when it comes to undead. Check the sprue. Oh, he's gone again.
What's happening to him? Blimey.
Check the sprues to make sure their feet are attached.
Yeah. See how many parts of feet they have. That's always
if they come with separate feet, run away.
Yeah.
Run away very fast.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Got the PTSD.
That still makes me chuckle. Every time I see a skeleton, I have to check that every single time.
If my mate just wants to laugh, he just randomly messages me. It just says separate feet. So David's recommended that Martin could do some French or Burgundians.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Don wants to try kind of painting a bust. The one, yes. Yeah, I painted that one it'd be 2 years ago now that Mad Sean kindly sent to me. The landscape one. And that was such a a change in painting style. It was unbelievable. And the thing it was a big hunk of metal, and it hurt my wrist holding it while I was painting it. It was honestly, it was like doing.
You really enjoyed it though, didn't you?
I did enjoy it. I did. It taught me a lot about painting flesh as well, because there was a lot of skin on that model. But yeah, it was a great big mound of metal. It was so heavy. But it now sits on my bookshelf in my living room.
Nice.
Yes, Don. His new weird thing this year, he's playing Blood Bowl. He bought a team and entered the Sevens League at the show in Western. Team pit. Yeah, I saw the picture you put on the Facebook group. Blood Bowl in any variation is just such a fantastic game, and I would recommend. Yeah, Dom, you could get involved in Blood Bowl.
Oh yeah, I love American football, so yeah. I could do that quite happily.
This one you get to stomp on people.
Yeah,
it's great fun.
Sounds fun. I say Don is a dark horse, isn't he?
I know he's
all historical, and then he plays Warhammer tournaments, and then he played Blood Bowl. I just
I think the weather's done for Martin's internet.
Yeah, apparently so. He's resetting everything. I don't know whether it means his judgment in the world or life generally, or whether it's just his internet, but he's resetting.
100 Years War French with drummers. No, not in the slightest. No drummers. No. In fact, I've gone 2 years without paint. Actually, no, that's not true. Didn't I paint a drummer last year?
You did.
I can't remember what it was for. I mean, no, because turn at 28 drummers don't count. Because they're generally brown and covered in shit. So there's no need to have them. There's no need to have them all pretty like. So that's fine. So that the turnip drummers don't count.
Can I put that on your epitaph?
What? Yeah. It's a great tagline. Jamie's projects 28mm Foundry Hoplites, 15mm Ancients and Medievals, possibly 6mm Ancients as Little Wars TVs. Yes, the campaign swayed him. 6mm First Crusade for Shattered Lances rules, and possibly Mordheim, again, a game I never played and I'd love to play. I think Matt is a bit on the fence about what he'll be doing this year. It's either going to be Old World, or some Old World.
Have a think about it.
Have a think about it, Matt. Yeah, don't rush into these things. You got to do a bit of due diligence.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Trevor planning to paint some Wars of the Roses.
Good man.
He's just been given a Waterloo 28mm starter set.
Oof, that'll keep you busy.
Oh God, the thought of sitting down and painting that. God, yeah, chest pains, massive chest pains.
I did a thing the other day with Napoleonics. I sat there and I can't remember which army it was now. So I saw it and I thought, I fancy I could start one of those. And I thought, no, I have enough Napoleonic armies. I'm not going to do any more.
You showed restraint.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. Just like, wow, that was me. It's Napoleonics. And I said, no.
Crimey.
I mean, that was that week, obviously. We'll see what happens next week. But,
Martin, you're back.
I am. There's like, I opened the blinds and there's like thunder and lightning. It's like the Emperor from Star Wars is doing a show out there.
Oh, I love it.
And then Haley came down. She's just been doing one of the modules for a course online. It just kicked her, so everything's just been reset. So you might lose me again. Sorry.
Well, while you're here, should we do the news?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Just go see that. Mate, that sounds good.
Shall we debut the new?
Go for it.
Go for it. Let's
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Just. I think mine was better.
Okay, it didn't give me the creeping fear that Ken's did.
No. Oh, here we go. Is it going to go?
Oh, he's wobbling again. Yeah. Oh dear, he's going.
Right. Basically, there's loads of outages reported in Bury. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, still there.
Shall I do mine?
You do yours before you drop off.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So the thing that I thought might interest people is a game by Black Site Studios. This is the one that I thought that Dom and Steve would be interested in because it's modern warfare. And it is called Breacher. Not Reacher, although I'm pretty sure. Right. Now, this game is on a pre-order. It's not a Kickstarter. It's over on Black Site Studios' website. and they're simply just running pre-order. Now, this is, you pick your, as far as I understand it, you basically create a little character, and it's called a breacher, and you could go for one who's, you know, all guns blazing, or a bit of a John Wick, or, you know, someone who's a bit more tech savvy, and you work as a team to complete your mission, extract the target. So you get civilians that you've got to try and get out, and then all of these models on the left are the breachers. Now, I believe they're releasing these as in 2 waves. One which is the STL files, so people can just print them at home, I think, and then they're also producing them as models as well later down the line. But I was just really interested in it. It just looked like really fun. It's also got solo play rules. And it's raised quite a lot of money on their pre-order, so I'd never heard of them before, much to my chagrin. But go and have a look at it. It looks cool. In fact, I'll just it just struck me as something, because I think it just made me think of Rangers of Shadow Deep, but modern. Which I thought could be quite fun. It just says Breacher is a game of modern combat that takes place in the near future, where private military contractors called breachers are used to take care of quickly arising conflicts. The operations and gameplay in Breacher pit a single or small group of well-trained and well-equipped mercenaries against more numerous and varied training levels of soldiers. The gameplay allows for deadly gunfights, brutal melee against overwhelming odds. So the core of the they have raised 25,000 so far. But I say this is on pre-order, so it's a pre-order deal, but they kind of have stretch goals, a bit like Kickstarter. So and they've got terrain and all sorts on there, and it just looked really interesting.
That looks really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and if you go over to the Blacksite Studios website, they've got quite a lot of different things on there, card decks, as well as sort of, you know, different books and other things that are going to be coming out as well. So yeah, it's something that I was interested in. Now, obviously, I say obviously, again, so the Old World obviously launched at the weekend, and I've
talked about that,
and the pictures of the orcs and goblins that I put up have disappeared. Good old Stuart. But they said the next thing is going to be orcs. So there's loads of orcs and goblins that are going to be on the way, and some new models, I believe, in the not Finecast, but you know what I mean, the Forge World, or whatever it is now, stuff. So that's going to be coming out, which is cool. All of the PDFs for all the legacy armies are now online, and you can go and download those. And as I was saying to you guys, and I was chatting with others, I downloaded the Dark Elf one just before, well, I was bathing the kids, or Haley was bathing the kids, and I was quite impressed. Actually, I was very impressed, because it is 27 pages long. And an effort has gone into it. And to be honest, you know, I might not be buying into the Old World because I've got such a big Dark Elf army, but I'm more than happy with that, and I'll play a game against anyone who wants to play. I'm not, you know, I'll just rely on someone else having the rule book. But it's I was quite impressed by that. So yes, if you're a Dark Elf, Lizard Man, Skaven, Chaos Dwarf, some of the other ones that aren't in this new list, all the PDFs are out now. Which I think is
that's a nice touch. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, the thing is, and if you go over to Matt Wright has another channel now. It's called Tabletop Saga, which is primarily Old World focused. And they him and Robin were having a chat on there about the fact that the Old World now has universal special rules, a bit like Black Powder and Hail Caesar have universal special rules, like. So if you want to make a unit more elite, you just can say, here's the rule. They've got the rule elite, which is what we do in Black Powder and things, isn't it? You know, if you want to just make a unit, let's just say these guys are panicking, you just give them the wavering rule, don't you? And then they might start. So, that's interesting. But I thought it's been interesting because these other fantasy games have obviously started putting out alternatives. So Kings of War, they did put out some very, very funny posts actually on the launch weekend, which did make me laugh. Ronnie Renton was like swimming through sprues, which I did find quite funny. However, the other game, which is the one that me and Ken tried, is Conquest. which has actually been going for 5 years now. And I realized that I went back to one of the first PCPs, and we did preview some of the original sets. You know, I'm talking about that 32mm one in Player Warfare. And they've released some army sets. Now, with what people are dropping on the army sets for Old World, which is what is about 100, 150 or about 140 if you go through friendly local source. These work out about 125. So you're playing the same kind of thing if you're looking for a different kind of fantasy game. People don't need me to direct them to where they need to see about the Old World, because I'll never be able to keep up with it. And there's other people putting it out there, like Matt and like Stuart, who are way more up to date on things than me. But these I thought looked cool, so they've put together these 5-year anniversary starter sets. So this is the City States starter, who are the basically hoplitey kind of people, but with minotaurs and a giant, because that's how they roll. You get 2 sets of rules in here. You get you get the Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings rules, which is the mass battle rules, and you get the First Blood, which is their skirmish version. So all of those models come up. They're on circular bases, but they're in like those little trays, so they pop out, so you can play them on that. Then there's the one called the Old Dominion. These are essentially the undead Romans, which I thought, you know, is again quite cool. And all of these are the stats, because they're all done. Any updates are all done through QR codes anyway. The Nords are your
Vikings,
your big species, Vikings, giants. I mean, look, that guy is using a tree as a club. So, you know, the spires are now I know there's people in there who are going to correct me, but I see these as sort of like chaosy, like kind of screwed up biomechanical HR Giga kind of looking things. The 100 Kingdoms are your traditional, I say traditional, but they're like your knights and things. So they've done an entirely mounted force for them. I mean, those cavalry figures, I remember when they gave them away free on the front of a magazine. They are massive. They really are. And this is my personal favorite. This is the Dweghom, right? These are the dwarves.
Oh, bloody hell.
You get a dinosaur.
You're obsessed with dinosaurs, you are, aren't you? Just noticed.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the wrong job, aren't I?
You are.
But I just think so. I know. Yeah, well, they've got guns behind them. So there's actually 2 ranks. There's the ones behind the shields have got guns, and then the ones behind them have got big pokey sticks. So they're. I just thought that they were really, really interesting. Bicky said, you want to avoid getting into another 28mm game? Well, don't worry, because these are 32mm, my friend. In fact, I think they might be 38mm. You know, so yeah.
All about the semantics, isn't it?
So the joke's on you.
There we go. So you've got no excuse. But again, so if people are looking for something a little bit different, or because I know obviously there are some people who are upset with GW and then maybe looking for an alternative, maybe this could be your thing. Speaking of GW and the world of Warhammer 30,000, they have announced the Solar Auxilia for the Horus Heresy. Which I thought so these tanks, which I think are all available for Forge World previously, are now going to be coming out in plastic. So that's like the Malkador. It's like a heavy Sentinel. And then the actual Solar Auxilia themselves. So a big plastic set. Now, this was only available, I think, as in resin until recently. So you'd have been paying like, 70 quid or something. I don't know, for like these. But they'll be, to be fair, you probably could still be paying 70 quid. You'll just get more of them. I don't know. So there's quite a lot out there. And then there's the Wargames Atlantic thing they're doing, where they're trying to raise I don't know how many people they're trying to get on board to get the Conquistador cavalry.
Oh, yeah.
But this is reliant on a number of people. Is it that share it or that comment on it or something, or vote for it? I can't quite remember how it's working.
They did something with the British First World War, didn't they, where you had to get so many pre-orders and then they would do it.
They're coming out next month, aren't they?
Yeah, because they just about made it. It took them a while, but they did it.
4th of February. I think it said 4th of February on the release schedule.
So there we go. There we are. That's it. No, I thought someone was just explaining. So Rich said he's just finished painting a Spires force, and he just started a city states as an opposing force. He just needs to persuade someone to play them. That's the great thing, though. If you're painting both armies, it's always a bit easier. Spires are weird space elves.
Not wrong with that.
Okay, all right.
Nothing
Nothing
if you
yeah.
say so.
Yeah.
Hot
Well.
Oh,
wow.
Well done.
Wow. Anyway, so that's what I've seen.
Awesome. Now, mine seems to be all Perrys. So
really,
well, predominantly Perrys anyway. Surprisingly enough. Now I know nobody was waiting for these at all, but we showed the pictures of them before. But this is the Perrys Warsaw. Duchy of Warsaw Napoleonic plastics box sets. I think there's 2 of them, if I remember right, 2 box sets. And the good news, if you are after these, they are probably starting pre-orders by the end of this month, which is fast approaching, for delivery sort of mid to end of February. So that looks awesome. If you're into your Napoleonics and you want to get some Duchy of Warsaw, keep a lookout for them going on sale. They also announced or showed off a whole load more of their early Prussian Napoleonics. And these do look good. They're really, really nice. So you've got a couple of gun batteries.
And these are the ones with the 3D printed cannons. They're resin cannons, aren't
yes,
they?
they were. You're right. I'd forgotten that. Yes, you're absolutely right.
I thought that was an interesting...
Really nice, different thing for them to do as well. But they said when they're on, didn't they, that they don't do the weapons anymore. They outsource that. So, yeah. So there you go. Well done, that man.
Well done.
We haven't used this for a while, but you get that one.
Don wins the internet for tonight.
Well done, that man. Very good. Very good. There's also they also showed off a whole load of new civilian-y type figures, which I think are really going to be useful for multiple periods and also for all the various scenario type games you got. So you've got some Napoleonic civilians there.
I can't help but I'm sure they did. I'm sure they didn't, but I was thinking they were like a silver bait. Look, like I love the tally stick that she's got for the build.
Yeah,
that's ace.
Really, really clever stuff. Some more middle class Napoleonic civilians. I love that. And then some of the laborers and what have you. So that they look really good, and I just showed these as well. So that's also part of their new range of the early Prussian Jaegers. So lots of goodness coming from the Perrys in the next few months, which is always very exciting. And I will get around. I'm sure Leslie. I'm surprised Leslie hasn't commented already. Must be ill. I will start the Ottomans this year.
No, he has been in here because he commented that Steve hadn't done his Huey.
Good plan. Right, and there'll be lots of flags.
The door is still MIA. I can't find it. The other day, this on a random, I was building something, I dropped something, and you use the torch on your phone when the carpet monster, and I was feeling around like that, and I just found a German head on the floor. It wasn't what was
life size.
No, that was last week. Randomly, in December, I had to go into the office for work one day. And I thought it's only a short walk to and from the office from here. And I thought I had a stone in my shoe. So I just left it in. And when I got back, I thought, what the hell's that? Do you know what it was? A plastic German bread bag. That somehow got into my
Try and explain that one to the people at work. I love it.
I was like, I thought it was a stone, and it wasn't. It was a random piece of bolt-action German plastics.
I love it.
No idea how it got in there, but that was quite amusing.
There's a lot of excitement for these Prussians. There you go.
Do you know what, Matt? I was thinking exactly the same. Is when you see the miniatures green stuff sculpt, you realise just how truly talented the Perrys are.
It's very true. Yeah, very, very true.
Awesome. Whenever I use green stuff, it always looks like I've used my feet instead of my hands.
Yeah. I just don't get it every time I try, and I try meticulous little. No, No, might as well not bother.
Thing is, Don, I am quite organised when it comes to my bits. I've got boxes here. I've got boxes over there. These are just random plastic bits that you find just in your train after getting home from work. It was a test run to smuggle it.
Well, they're on fire today, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
At least it wasn't a tiny grenade. That's true. V&V, we've got some Arabs.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. I saw those.
They're kind of interesting. Did they use much Bouvases in that for the Arabs?
They did have some crossbows.
I know they had crossbows, but
they,
I suppose they would have stolen them from the Crusaders. I don't know. Interesting. Nice models. I do like V&V.
Yeah, they are nice.
The assembling of them just annoys me. And then trouser. It's already spent, Leslie, so it doesn't matter. Steel Fist, who are a figure manufacturer we all seem to love very much. They've got some new 15 wars, so these are for early English Civil War, so you could do 30-year war with them easily enough. So shot with rests, very just such good quality, 15 mils.
Yeah,
and then 28 mils. Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say you could pass them as 28 mil.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, you could
absolutely easily.
Stunning detail.
And then for the 28s, they've done some more Swiss pike. Well, they could be anything. It could be pike or halberdiers, as he's got them here. So mid-rankers, 2 packs of those have come out. So that's great, because I know the guy who runs Steel Fist I think he hadn't been very well. So it's great that he's obviously back and better and starting to do some more figures. And I know he's had a big restock on his shop. Which is great, and also especially for Martin, because I know how he loves knowing about Zulus.
No,
these were shown today by Wargaming Atlantic. This is one of their latest digitals.
Yeah, it was weird because we mentioned these a while ago, and then I went on there and they just weren't there. So I don't know if this is just them, if they before it was a preview and now they're available.
Possibly.
So my plan is, so I do have a plan for this. So I am going to buy that file, and my plan is for every plate of miniatures, or say of ragged staff or of other things I paint, I must paint a plate of Zulus. That's my plan. So I reckon I can. It's kind of worked this out already. I think I can get about 250 of them out of a bottle of resin. So all I need is a conveyor belt that kind of takes them on and just sort of just goes through sort of like a spray paint. Yeah.
Do you think that Wargaming Atlantic ever sleep?
They can't. It's not possible. No.
The amount of stuff that they are cranking out.
They're producing, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good point. Benjamin says they linked them today because it's the anniversary.
It is the anniversary of Islam, isn't it, today?
Yeah.
Oh, and the other news we haven't included yet is that we're now on Spotify.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
The one that's the least technologically competent, being me, managed to work out how to put it up on Spotify. So the pod is now available when we remember to upload it. After each show, it'll be up on Spotify.
Well, we can't take any. It was all Dom. It was all Dom. So Dom went through the agony and the pain, and then sort of told us about it. And so equally, it is Dom's fault.
It's all my fault when it doesn't work properly. Yes.
What was uncanny is when we were having that discussion, and me and Martin had the same idea at the same time. That was quite about detaching the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that hadn't even occurred to me. But anyway, so that's it. It's all done. So yeah, from last week, I put it up. So if you want to listen to the show, but you don't want to watch us, which is has a lot of attraction. Let's be honest.
Yes.
You can listen on Spotify. So
pressing question from Robin: is there an audio description for every photo?
No,
we will be more descriptive.
Yes.
So we will have to explain what everything is, and then say Ooh, nice knee pad. I don't know.
Knee pad.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
nice. That was very Larry Grayson. Very good.
Nice knee pad.
Ooh, nice knee pad. Okay.
Do we have any more starred comments from? Oh yeah, so a couple of comments on the new news introduction. Oh, John's going to be playing 7TV, the 80s, and some World War II.
Nice.
Is Dom going to sign off all episodes now on Stay Classy PCP?
I've given up on that, David. They're just hopeless, especially when the other one's around. Jeez.
Ben thought the old one was better.
Yeah,
And it's not sinister. Yes, it's not sinister music. Like I said, that previous music was just inappropriate for news. It was like news of your impending doom rather than Wargames releases. Daniel, how's it going, mate? Work on Conquest 40mm and Naps 40mm. Just ordered Warlord Games Landscape Army box to build an Empire army. Oh, that's an interesting. I've seen quite a few people do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Landscape the starter army box is brilliant. So many cod pieces, it's unbelievable. It's like cod piece central.
Cod piece heaven.
It is.
You like your cod pieces, go there. Unbelievable.
Oh, I think we've lost control. It's all gone to the cod pieces. Yeah, so what's he looking forward to? Explicit description of cod pieces on Spotify from now on. And audio broadcast just have some excited squealing to represent Perry's sculpts being shown. Now, slowly but surely, we're being dragged into the modern age. I mean, I think we do quite well on the technology front anyway. But yeah, big congratulations to Dom for working out we can actually get on Spotify.
Well, so a lot of people were asking. Well, a couple of people had said, "Have we ever done it?" And I said, "I don't know how to do it." So then I sat down one evening and thought, I wonder how easy it is to do. And it wasn't that difficult, actually.
And while you're there, you can also have a search for the Plastic Crack Podcast playlist.
Yay!
Which is 12 hours of the most eclectic.
12 hours.
12
Jeez.
hours of the most eclectic painting music you will ever listen to. All the likes of Cannibal Corpse, all the way to Tracy Ullman. Not many playlists can give you that level of diversity.
It is the most exclusive playlist.
It is. I mean, some of the absolute total randomness I've had while painting, listening to that. It's just, it's bizarre. But yeah, 12 hours. 12 hours.
That is truly amazing.
It is. It's, how we got to 12 hours is beyond me, but it's probably warped.
It's got like 2 Iron Maiden songs in it. That's why.
I wasn't going to say that bit.
It just reminded me. I was on the train to Cambridge the other day with my friend. We were going for a night out for a friend's birthday, and he sat there, and I had no idea that he was a Smiths fan, right? And I thought of you, Steve, because he was chatting, and it was only the start of the evening, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try so hard not to say anything. So I sat there and listened. And I still can't tell you anything about what he said. All I could do was I was trying to record him and then send it to you.
That's my vow this year is to try not to insult Smiths fans.
I don't think you're going to keep that up.
No, he's trying really hard right now.
Trying really hard.
Trying really hard.
There's just some music that's banned from my house, and the Smiths happens to be one. The Smiths, Radiohead, and I think there's another one, but I can't remember. But the Smiths and Radiohead are banned from being played in this house.
If you come to my birthday, I'm gonna make sure you sit next to my mate whose Radiohead is his favourite band, and then he's the one who's chatting about the Smiths.
Oh God, I'd be pouring like 99% proof alcohol into my eyes and ears as well, so I didn't have to hear it. Right,
well, it's a Belgian beer bar, so there will be strong beer.
That helps. I've always found that definitely helps. Oh,
Everything.
Steer's such a charming. Oh,
You should see our group chat from New Year's Eve. Dom had like 2 messages on it where he said Happy New Year. Ken said nothing, and then it's just me and Steve sharing random. Just started out as quite just heavy metal, and then taking pictures of our TVs with whatever metal videos we were watching as we got increasingly shitted.
It went on till about 4 a.m. as well. That's what I couldn't work out. I went to bed.
I could keep on seeing when Dom was reading the messages and waiting for Dom to reply, but he never did.
I went to bed. I went, do this.
I just think my YouTube knows me so well. It always starts off with 8 of spades at midnight, and then it just goes completely into some awesomeness. Right, let's have speaking of awesomeness, let's have a look at some viewers' photographs from the Facebook group. Some absolute corkers this week.
I thought you were going to say bangers then.
I don't use the word bangers. It sounds like some kind of TikToker would use the word bangers. Okay, yeah. So as we always say, we can't choose everybody, so we always choose a good selection. If you aren't a member of the Facebook group, there's a link in the description below. So click on there. Make sure that you answer Dom's questions, otherwise he beats us.
I'll make sure I'm not online, and this lot will let you in anyway.
Yeah, we'll tell you when he's out of the country.
And then, just keep posting your pictures in the Facebook group. There's been, like I said, there's been some absolute corkers on there, and a good mix as well. So let's start off with World War II, and Connor has been painting some Fallschirmjäger. Look at those; they're crisp.
Nice. Oh, they're really good.
Artisan.
Oh, are they artisan? I was going to ask that. That's brilliant.
Love that. That's such a crisp painting scheme he's got going on there.
Oh, very, very
they're
good.
really, really nice. And they're metal as well.
The incredulity in his voice.
No, they really are lovely, Connor. Absolutely fantastic work then. Up next is Dan with some. These are brilliant. 100 years war.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. They're great.
Yeah, I saw them. Really nice.
Love it.
Really nice.
Of the what I like about it is the color scheme he's chosen. It's got the bright white and green, but the other drab of the rest of the uniform just gives it that. I love that. I love that look.
I mean, it is the Tudor colors, but I'm gonna.
You can let that lie, are you?
Isn't it weird? I've actually painted some of those myself.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? You did some 100 Years War stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, for your favourite game.
Don't even say it.
I think there's going to be a bit of 100 Years War this year because of the Saga variants that's supposed to be coming out. So I think,
yeah. I'll tell you what. There you go. There's a thing for me this year. I would like to play a game of Lying Rampant and enjoy it. I want to play with someone who genuinely likes it and can make me like it.
Come down to the club and play against Alec because he loves his Lying Rampant, does Alec? In fact, there's quite a little club, quite a little group within the club now playing Lying Rampant most weeks.
That'd be like me saying I want to listen to a Smiths album and enjoy it. It's not going to happen.
Well, it's all right. You can go. I just saw that up there. You can go sit with Tim. Look, I'll play Lying Rampant, and you go and I'm sure I saw it up here. Yep, look, there we go. Yorkshire, there you go. Smiths and Morrissey, pure genius. You can go sit with him, and he'll play you an album, and I'll play Lying Rampant. Dom will play Necromunda or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I think I'm getting the shitty end of the stick there. Right. Andy. Some lovely Revenant cavalry from Oathmark. Look at those. That armor is spectacular.
I do love the different.
I don't think I've ever seen those. They look awesome.
I've never seen them, and they are really, really, really good.
It's
just the tones on the armor is just brilliant.
When you buy North Star or
North Star,
North Star, yeah.
When he first put that up, I didn't realise that they were fantasy. I thought that's an ancient cataphract unit, and then you look and think, oh, they're green, or they're
they're just really, really pale.
They're just
they-
They're really cold. They're very cold.
So nice. Up next, so David's been indulging in some Legions Imperialis with these absolutely stonking warhounds. Look at them.
They are awesome.
Blimey.
They do look cool. I see them.
Blimey.
Very nice.
Look at the freehand on the carapace as well. Just look at that's just so cool.
Very nice stuff.
And that tone of yellow is used as well. Oh, I have to start painting my warhounds soon. I'm getting the urge. Gavin with some pikemen.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Very
I like
nice.
them.
They're nice.
I like the movement trays got them in. Just saying.
Yeah.
I like that. It's kind of cool. I need to up my movement tray game. Just saying.
No, they're lovely. I mean, they're Warlord plastic landscapes, aren't they?
Mm.
Yep, I recognise them. I've painted a fair few of those. As we mentioned before, Dawn has been taking part in Blood Bowl 7s.
Oh wow!
So I think rather
there's a small scale version, isn't there? I didn't realise that.
yeah, you play with 7s rather than the full team, which I can imagine is fast and brutal.
Imagine you run out of players, don't you?
Well, yeah, probably. But yeah. Blood Bowl just gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling. It's just such a brilliant looking game. I just love it.
Only you could get a warm, fuzzy feeling of something that's abject with violence. But then I've seen your viewing history, so yeah.
It's a bit, yeah.
That doesn't sound dodgy at all.
No.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, excuse me.
Up next is from Gaza, Bosk. That is brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
That's
That
really
is
cool.
really good. Lovely.
Lovely. That just,
I even
yeah.
recognise who that is. That's brilliant.
Blimey. That is so good. Yeah, really. I mean, the yellow and that against the white, brilliant. Oh, top stuff. Jonas is up next with an LTV for bolt action.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, excellent stuff.
Very nice. I need to get me one of those for my US Marines. I did have the old Warlord one, but it was like 4 tons of resin. I didn't really like it. That's really nice. This is just beyond words. Martin with some windy boat game. Look at that.
Wowza.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, that's so cool.
You're not tempted, Martin?
No. I mean, it's lovely, but it's making my chest hurt a little bit, to be honest. I mean, that is so cool. I mean, that is awesome. And I love it and I appreciate it and I would play a game with it. But the thought of doing that, it's such a nice boat. Ship.
No, torpedo. I don't know. Whatever. Awesome.
Right. When I saw these, I was just these are from Krista. Some Death Guard. Look at them. Just look at them.
Ooh.
The color palette on those is just beyond words. Dom, any idea what they are?
No. Green things.
Green thing. They're plague-infested Nurgle Marines.
Oh, I was just about to say that. Damn.
I know it's on the tip of your tongue.
It was. Jeez.
They are very cool.
If you want to see more, he's posted a few more in the Facebook group from last week and a character as well, and they're just sublime, absolutely brilliant. Matthew has got into 0-200 hours. He's been working on some of the
German
I saw
he's going to be doing some reports to this. Yeah, very, very cool. Always like seeing some 0-200.
Yeah, really nice painted, and they're really nice. The plastics in the starter box are so nice to paint. They're just lovely, lovely models. Again, from Wargames Atlantic. So next up, Paul has been having a bit of a womble into BattleTech.
A bit of a womble.
I just like it.
That's not like wombles I remember, mate. I'm just saying.
No, this is womble of the 21st century.
Okay.
I just love the paint scheme on them. They're just they got so classic BattleTech. It's unbelievable. Really good stuff. Now up next is some Italian wars from Simon. Look at that. Ken would be proud. That's a pike block, isn't it?
That is a really. It's just so colourful.
I know.
It's so damn colourful.
Well, that's what you think of, though, isn't it? With that,
it is. Cool. Absolutely is.
Yeah, they're lovely, really, really nice. Now, if you are in the Facebook group, Paul Mackay has been posting up individual photographs.
God, don't show it. No,
a bit of a diorama he's been working on. And this is Nay's charge by Paul. Look at that!
Holy, gee,
that's really
cool.
Just absolutely, just brilliant,
unbelievably good.
Do you know what the thing about Paul is? He cranks out quite, a lot, and it's always top-notch quality. It's just always high-quality work, and he just gets through so much stuff.
But it's so good because obviously sometimes it's historical, fantasy, sci-fi. He loves painting, and it's just so cool. And of course, his articles that he puts in, War Games Illustrated, he did because he's very willing to share as well.
But it's been good. So when he started posting the individual photographs, I was like, right, when's the finished article coming? Because I'm really looking forward to this. And he did not disappoint.
Nope.
Because that is absolutely fantastic. Steve has been painting some goals in a similar vein as Martin. Look at these. Yay!
They're very nice. I think they're pretty much all Victrix on there. They are very nice. I think they're just 2 bases as well.
Yes.
He's done on there. Very, very cool.
They do look so good en masse like that, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
Really, really sweet.
Just again, I love the crisp palette he's gone for as well. It's just they just work so well. Brilliant. Up next is Stig with a bit of Raven Guard.
Black ones. I know what they are. Black ones
with white shoulder pads.
Very cool. Actually, funny enough, we were talking about this the other day. We said we didn't see a lot of Raven Guard, and then there was sort of like 2 or 3 posts with loads of Raven Guard. They're very, very cool.
But they I know Stig's been posting his Raven Guard for like the past year or so. He's been working on them, but yeah, really good. And I love the black that he's used as well, because I hate painting black. I can never get it, right.
Yeah, I was playing around with the Dark Angel. I did, because obviously their heresy scheme is black, so I've gone with black, and then I've used sort of really, I don't know what it's called, Incubi Darkness. It's kind of like I don't know what you call it, like a blacky, bluey, greeny thing. To sort of like highlight it, and then just relied on weathering. But yeah, you're right. You need to add highlights and stuff somewhere.
So before I post the next one, and you're in the Facebook group, you need to check this out. You probably have done, because it's just completely insane. So Tarquin has been doing a Rorke's Drift game.
Oh God, yeah.
And I could only find one picture that would do this justice. You need to go and check out the rest of the photographs in the Facebook group. But just look.
It's just insanity.
It's lovely.
And he played sharp practice rules with it. I think.
Did he? I missed that.
Yeah, that bit. Yep.
He used a variation of sharp practice rules that were in one of the Lardy magazines, and it's like, what? Just like, wow.
The actual amount of figures. I mean, that doesn't show everything. There was a lot more. It was lovely. Just.
When you kind of wish that somebody did a video or something, did battle reports. I so wanted to see a battle report of that, because apparently they refought the entire battle.
Yes, yeah,
right the way through to the final stand at the hospital and what have you, and it kind of went historically accurate. Apparently,
right.
The Brits just held out.
I think we need to have a quiet word from Steve from Basement 1908.
He would have done that. He would have done the 1-to-1 scale, for crying out loud.
That's the type of madness that he would revel in. He'd love that. He would. And last up, this is from Steve, and these are his first figures he's posted in the Facebook group, and he's not disappointed.
Yes. They were awesome, but again, it gave me flashbacks. They are so nice, but lovely work.
And again,
Very
thanks for everyone that posts their stuff in the Facebook group. I say it all the time, but I absolutely love seeing what people are working on. From the ridiculous to the sublime is the best way to describe it. Everyone's working on such different stuff, and the quality is just spectacular. So thank you. Like I mentioned before, if you're not a member of the Facebook group but want to, womble across to the link down below.
He's wombling again.
Womble. Answer Dom's questions 3, and ye shall be admitted entrance into the hallowed pages of the Facebook group. Yes. Look at that. We're bang on 10 o'clock.
Good God.
That certainly flew by. Where are we next week?
It's me next week.
Right.
And we're over on my channel. We're going to be chatting about a couple of things, but one of the things we're going to be doing is we are going to be announcing our crackpot of the year.
Oh, yes.
It's that time. So the person who we feel deserves special recognition, because I mean, obviously there's so many of you, but we're going to basically pick someone who we think through their contribution to the group and the stream and that just deserves a little bit of recognition. So we will do that next week. As for the subject, I've actually got like 2 things I want to talk about, so I'm going to try and come up with a title for it and it not sound like I'm asking you to write an essay. So that's
so it's the homework.
Well, not like that time that we had to go away and decide, we put up the vote about the battle and I put Crete on there thinking no one would vote for it, and then they did, and then we had to go and read about the Battle of Crete and work out what actually happened.
That was
that.
That was a shock. I wasn't expecting that at all.
I remember sending that message going, so guys,
funny story, you won't believe that.
They didn't pick Towton. We've got a problem here.
Oh, dearie me. So before we go, don't remember, if you're doing your shopping online, go across to Boards and Swords Hobbies. You can kindly sponsor the podcast. Use the code PCP5 to get your 5% discount. A big thanks to everyone that's watching on the catch-up. Like, share, subscribe, comment.
Listen to us on Spotify.
Yes.
Spotify.
Oh, yeah. Dom, can I do that tomorrow? I've not got the strength to do it tonight.
Yeah, go for it. You're fine.
I'm in desperate need of coffee at this moment in time. Right. Big thank you to everyone that joined us tonight and left comments. There's some great projects on the go that I'm looking forward to seeing people working on over the next 12 months. And we shall see you next week on Martin's channel for a bit of homework chat and crackpot of the year. So have a good week. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.